Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's go. The stories in this book, hold up. Let me get the book. Stories in this book are going to come true. They will. Why? The power of belief. I got a clipboard right here to show you exactly what I'm about to be talking about. It's going to be a quick video. Don't worry about it. Boom. See these equations? Pre-wrote them a long time ago. First, I have to explain these equations to you for you to understand what I'm saying. Here. This is backwards. I know it's backwards, but just follow along with me. Circle is equal to y, which is equal to x, which is equal back to circle. Okay? This says space-time. Space-time is equal to that would, no, that doesn't say, that says statement. Statement is equal to no, which is equal to yes, which is equal back to a statement. You cannot have a statement if you do not have a yes, which is equal to a no. You cannot have a no, you cannot have a statement be equal to a yes if there is not a no. And you cannot have a statement equal to a no without having a yes. This is the Father. You cannot have the Father without having the Son and the Spirit. You cannot have the Son without having it also being equal to the Spirit. The Father, the Son, the Spirit, or the Holy Spirit, whatever, the Trinity. 3 parts. You cannot have, sorry about that. This microphone does not want to stand. I'm trying to make this video quick. It's making it take forever. Right? It's my life. Oh, much better image though. This right here is space-time. You cannot have space-time without having space, and you cannot have space-time without even having time. Time is equal to space, and space is equal to time. They're not the same thing. Of course they're not, because this one is time and that one is space. It's literally called space, and this one is literally called time. They're not the same thing, but they're equal to one another. You cannot have AB be equal to A, which is also equal to B, and be equal back into AB. You can't have a neutron be equal to a electron without it being equal to a proton all at the same time. You can't have nothing be equal to something without something being equal back into nothing. Anything you can think of that has a compare and contrast, a similarity, anything that has a similarity between the two, everything can be written inside an equation just like this, right? And another equation I want you to know now is called belief. Belief is equal to faith. Faith and belief are one and the same thing. They are different things because they have different names, but they are one and the same thing. Faith is equal to belief, but faith is not the same thing as belief because they have different names, right? And the only 2 things that they have in common is the person, because the person or the human has faith and the human has a belief system. The human is the only thing that can have faith, and the human is the only thing that can have a belief system on this planet. So if you have the human, right? The human by default has faith and also by default has a belief system. The human has a belief system and they back up this belief system with faith. And when you have all 3 parts come together in any of the equations, right, that I showed you, they become real. Space-time becomes real when you have accepted the notion of time and you've accepted the notion of space. And if you only accept one notion, you are by default not seeing the other 2. But if you get rid of 2 notions, you by default only will have access to one. You can't have a Bible without having a God to believe in and a person to actually preach and do the practices of the word. And you cannot have a person to actually do the practices of the word without having people who believe in people who have faith in the word itself. So even if you want to say this stuff isn't real and we've been lying to each other, by default, everything in the story will one day become real and true because we have been having people believing, right, in the book, having faith in the book. And when you have people believing in the book, again, the common word is people, right? People, humans, man, whatever. When you have people believing in the book and you have people having faith in the book, by default, this becomes true. By default, you cannot have anything in the universe without having light and darkness, because everything is made out of light, everything is made out of darkness. So when you put everything together, you get the thing that actually becomes true or a fact. So this is now a fact, and I'm letting you know that this is a fact. So even if you don't believe it, it will become true. If you don't believe it, it will one day become true, or if it's not already true right now. That's all I gotta say. You can believe it or not. Bye.